positioned to continue using our impact for good. So, to kick us off this morning, please help me welcome to the stage founding executive Corey Lindley.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? How am I gonna be an optimist about this?
Thank you. It's wonderful to be with you, and I'm glad you didn't listen to the lead singer last night and you all came back. So it's great to see you here. It was wonderful. Did you all enjoy the gala last night? Yeah. We love applauding our amazing leaders. Today I want to talk to you about doTERRA's foundation and how it has established us as the premier essential oil and personal development company in the world. The pastor Vonnet Deschamps said, "The foundation of our past opens a wonderful door for the future." The foundation of doTERRA's past can be broken down into three areas that I believe are at the core of who we are as a company. These three areas are people, processes, and products. In each of these areas, our secret sauce is pursuing what is pure, that both drives and differentiates us. We certainly can't be all things to all people. We'll never have as many product offerings or be as efficient in shipping and logistics as Amazon or have the technology that's as cutting edge as Apple or Samsung. But as we focus on people, process, and products, we'll continue to change the world for the better as the world's premier essential oil and personal development company, something that Amazon and Apple can never do, okay? Yes. So let me give you a few examples. Let's first talk about pure people. At doTERRA, we help people become their best self. We don't try to change people into being something they are not, but we encourage them to bring their life's experiences to doTERRA, and through associating with us, grow and develop to become their best self. doTERRA is a place for everyone to succeed, no matter what faith belief, what gender, what political ideology, or what age you may be. My wife Janice and I enjoyed meeting sisters Lillian and Lucinda at a recent doTERRA event. The Wengers and the Martins are Christians that follow a Mennonite way of life and reside in Pennsylvania. They're currently experiencing great success with doTERRA as two of our newest Founder 2.0 leaders in the United States. Yeah. Lillian and Lucinda passionately help their neighbors, friends, and family understand the power in natural health and wellness through understanding and using our products. They are full-time focused on doTERRA, and they have refused to let the distractions of our world today distract them from their goals. Yeah. Their success is having a ripple effect through their downline and their upline, with many around them now also likely to attain Founder 2.0 status. Their faith, beliefs, work ethic, and wonderful personalities enrich doTERRA and are part of our strong foundation. We can all learn a lot from Lillian and Lucinda about refusing to make excuses, but rather finding success through diligently focusing on our vision and goals. You'll get to hear more of their journey tomorrow afternoon here on the main stage. Did you know also that in the United States, our oldest silver level leader, that's a tongue twister, our oldest silver level leader is 97 years old? Yeah, 97. And our youngest is 18 and probably could be younger, but that's the legal age that we allow them to start, right? doTERRA is for everyone. Our retention rates have always differentiated us from other direct selling companies. To tell you a story, when I first joined doTERRA 11 years ago, I heard my fellow founders talk to new potential wellness advocates about a 65% retention rate. I remember telling them they shouldn't mislead people. There's no way doTERRA's retention rate was that high. I'd spent 20 years in the direct selling world and knew that most direct selling companies had about a 10% retention rate. Well, my partners told me that doTERRA was different and I should do my own research. So I had access to all the data. I looked at retention backwards and forwards and sideways. I dissected everything, and I went back to my partners with two conclusions. First, I was wrong. doTERRA's retention really was 65%. And second, our little company with only about $2 million in monthly revenue at the time was going to be huge. They said, "We know that. Now we're glad you know that," right? I then knew that doTERRA would grow faster than any other reputable direct selling company, but we would grow with strong roots that would be the foundation of an evergreen or a legacy company that could focus on mission rather than quarterly financial results. So how have we done, right? We've grown to be about 100 times larger over the past decade, right? And our current global retention rate is 67%, okay? Even 70% in the United States, right? It gives me tremendous confidence that we'll continue to have great success for decades to come. On the employee side of doTERRA, we now have nearly 5,000 employees around the world. Some of our employees started this month, some started in 2008. In fact, I love how some of our most capable employees have been with us the longest. Drew Wolfert started working as a member services agent for doTERRA in 2008 when he was attending a nearby university and about 75 pounds heavier, by the way. Now, 13 years later, and after experiences in New York, Europe, and working at our corporate office, he chairs the office of the CFO and is doing great work as he diligently, passionately, and competently helps lead doTERRA into the future. And of course, many of you know Ruby Leguizamon, right? One of our talented executive account managers. Ruby started working at doTERRA as a member services agent in 2010. A short time later, she became one of the company's first account managers. Now, 11 years later, she works with our U.S. Presidential Diamonds as an executive account manager. She also manages and helped create the Business Advancement Team, which helps support up-and-coming leaders throughout the world. During her time at doTERRA, Ruby's worked with thousands, if not tens of thousands of doTERRA leaders and has helped them build their doTERRA business and maximize the compensation plan. She is loved by all who work with her. And somehow, on top of all this, she's also an amazing mother of her 3 adorable children. Now, I just said that doTERRA is for everyone, but actually that's not completely true. doTERRA is not for those who want to cheat, steal, or just idle away their time. Unfortunately, there are those we may come across that just want a quick dollar without putting in any effort, or may want to be dishonest when talking about our products or our compensation opportunity. When we meet people like this, let's kindly wish them well and let them work for another direct selling company, right? Yeah. They won't help us pursue what's pure, and they won't be part of our strong foundation. Now, let's spend just a minute on pure processes. I'm a process guy. I love things that are organized and flowing smoothly. I grew up on a farm. Picture here of my father on the farm. And one of the jobs I had growing up was to water fields of corn. We started with canvas dams and with lots of work with shovels to make sure that water got to the end of each row of corn. We then advanced to siphon tube irrigation. Still a lot of manual labor, but a big advancement. We then moved to polypipe tubing irrigation, and I thought the greatest advancement of all time had come into the world. The point is that processes change and evolve over time, but the principle remains the same. The principle when irrigating corn is to get water to the end of the row. In our business, the pure process that defines us is processing orders and paying commissions. As leaders in doTERRA, you work so hard to cultivate and nurture your teams. You plant the seeds by enrolling team members and lovingly nurture them. Your job, which you all do so well, I might add, is to plant and nurture your leaders. Our job as a company is to get water to the end of the row and ensure that each of your leaders gets watered. We do this first and foremost by processing orders and paying timely commissions. We aren't always perfect at what we do, but we always get water to the end of the row. In fact, in 13 years, we've never missed paying a commission, and we never will, okay? The backbone of all this is our commission plan. Our plan is what I call a Unilevel Plus plan because it's based on the sound and solid foundation of a Unilevel plan that increases payout to leaders over time as they continue to expand their reach and influence. And the Plus brings some unique features to increase and solidify pay like Power of Three and empowerment and leadership bonuses. It was originally developed by Dave and Greg, and it has been refined over time to be even more powerful. It's perfectly aligned with our amazing retention rate to have our payout to leaders exceed anything in the world of direct selling. But as amazing as that isn't what drives our leaders. What makes our commission process pure is not the payment of the extraordinary level of commissions for our leaders, but what makes it pure is that millions of people's lives are benefited by using our products and improving their health and well-being. Yes, the process of direct selling for us is improving lives. In doTERRA, everyone is motivated to share products with others, knee to knee, as we say. And in that process, two things happen. First, those who use our products improve their lives. And second, while some leaders make an amazing income, tens of thousands of others have noble part-time work that supplements their family's income and pays for piano lessons or dance fees for their children, or in some cases helps make a car payment or part of a house payment. That's the purity that's the key to our process. I remember a conversation I had with Elise Chedevy several years ago. You all know Elise. She's an amazing leader, like so many of you. Well, Elise was telling me of sharing products with an elderly neighbor and encouraged the neighbor to get involved with doTERRA. The neighbor, of course, did. Does anyone ever say no to Elise, right? So she did, but she didn't really thrive in growing a business. In fact, I don't know if the neighbor ever enrolled anyone. Elise said that she was kind of afraid to talk to the neighbor again, but she got up the courage and went to her home to talk with her. She started by saying something like, "I'm sorry, doTERRA isn't really working out for you." The neighbor cut her off and said, "Oh no, please don't apologize. doTERRA is amazing, and the products have significantly improved my life. Thank you for sharing them with me." That's purity. That's doTERRA. Well, you know, while I'm not very active on social media, I do look at various posts from time to time. I selectively choose which accounts I follow, and one of them is doTERRA's free to give pages. I love reading seemingly every week about leaders who have eliminated car debt, credit card debt, or even their home mortgage. That's what makes doTERRA's processes pure. We truly have become the direct selling company that gets the most people out of debt, and we're proud of that pure business practice. Drew Wolfer will be talking more about financial freedom in this afternoon's Terra Talks. Now let me spend just a minute to assure each of you that we fully recognize that the success of doTERRA today and in the future rests on our connection and relationship with each of you as doTERRA leaders. Some direct selling companies, after finding a degree of success, intentionally choose to reduce commissions in an effort to fund their own direct-to-consumer model, bypassing leaders, or just to pad their operating profits. This will never happen at doTERRA, okay? We love you, and we know that our success in the past and in the future is intimately connected to working together. This is yet another strong foundation upon which doTERRA is built, and it is our loyalty to our sales leaders. Now, let's talk about pure products, okay? Those of you that know me are now a little nervous. You're saying, what's Corey doing trying to be like Dr. Hill, right? Don't we all want to be like Dr. Hill, right? Well, don't worry. I'm not going to talk about chemistry from this stage. I did pass AP chemistry in high school, but that was the end of it, all right? When I talk about pure products, I think of three things. I think of purity in labeling. Second, I think of purity in efficacy. And third, I think of purity in sourcing. Let me start with labeling. We have a great legal and product registration team. They do amazing work. They have integrity, and they do their job with great skill. What they don't have is consumer products experience where companies hide things through their labeling, right? Don't blindly trust labels on products that you see on store shelves. You know, when companies say pure or natural, it doesn't really mean that the whole product has to be pure and natural. Those words have become puffery type claims that no one really believes or should believe because they're often not true. Of course, we have a strong foundation of pure and natural essential oils. This is a given and has been proven through test after test by Dr. Setyal and so many other great scientists. We know that 70 to 80% of the essential oils on the market today are not pure and natural. Because this is such a crucial part of our foundation, we're taking the time to ensure that our other product offerings meet that high standard as well. Our new hair care line that launched in June and the Abode line that launched yesterday are building on that foundation, right? That is part of the doTERRA foundation of pure and natural products that you'll see more and more of in the years and decades to come. Now let's talk about purity of efficacy. We know that our essential oils are remarkable. On this strong foundation, we're launching products that really make a difference. About 2 years ago, I was inspired by some of my partners and colleagues and some others to lose some weight by making some changes in my life. Over the past 2 years, I've lost about 35 to 40 pounds, right? My amazing wife still looks the same, right? She's amazing. I have to tell you that doTERRA products have been a key part of that journey. Of course, I've exercised more, changed my diet to eat more like so many of you, right? But I also became much more focused on taking VMZ, Z Omega, On Guard, and Copaiba soft gels daily over the past 2 years. I've also loved the addition of the doTERRA nutrition products, including having a chocolate protein smoothie every morning after my morning run, and then a glass of our new doTERRA greens and fiber products midday. I was motivated even more to take the greens and fiber product when Alex DeBell, one of our great R&D scientists, told me I get credit for 3 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables when I take that product every day. I've been able to maintain my weight loss, and more importantly, my blood lipid panel has improved. I feel great, and I'm able to better keep up with my amazing, energetic wife, Janice, and our 8 children, their spouses, and all of my 23 grandchildren. You can count them up in that picture, yeah. Our products truly do work. Now, let me touch on sourcing and indicate why that is so very important. Tim and our sourcing team will update us here in just a few minutes on all we're doing in the world of sourcing, something that is, you know, one of the most passionate areas of focus at doTERRA for me. In the past, I've talked a lot about sourcing, but let me just explain why we do what we do in our sourcing efforts with this chart. When we started doTERRA, we committed to sell only pure and natural essential oils. But as we quickly grew and expanded, trusted suppliers told us that there is no way that we could continue this growth curve and supply us with 100% pure essential oils. They said that it was impossible to increase the supply because there just weren't enough pure oils in the world. They tried to sell us extended or adulterated oils, but of course, we said that's not an option. The only option for us was to venture directly into the world of essential oil sourcing. You all know, through our co-impact sourcing efforts to grow the best and help the most, we've revolutionized the world of essential oil sourcing and set a standard that frankly no one can match. And we've secured partnerships of trusted growers all over the world. Today, we have our warehouses full of pure essential oils. As a side note, let me say that while most consumer products and direct selling companies pride themselves on having lean inventory levels of no more than 6 months of their largely synthetic products on hand, We have 18 months of future sales of pure and natural essential oils and other inventory sitting in our warehouses right now, right? We wouldn't do this if we were not 100% confident in our continued growth in the years ahead. I could tell you many more stories about how our co-impact sourcing strategy really sets us apart. But for now, I want to touch on one product and one story to show you why we do what we do in our world of co-impact sourcing and why it's so different and is an unparalleled foundation upon which we're built. Who here loves Melissa essential oil? You love Melissa? Well, Melissa is a very precious and difficult essential oil to distill. Melissa is very expensive, and a key challenge with the price is that the crop is difficult to grow, and the yield when distilling Melissa essential oil is very small. Just 1/10 the yield we get from an oil like lavender. So 1/10 the yield generally means 10 times the price, right? That's why Melissa is so expensive. 5 years ago, when we established our Esoterra operations in Bulgaria, there was a large effort made to recruit farmers that would be interested in growing both Melissa and lavender. However, the farmers were hesitant to commit to growing Melissa, primarily due to their past experiences of crop failures, improper distillation, and being cheated by distillers and brokers. As a result, we chose to extend 5-year contracts with farmers and committed to premium prices so farmers would grow with us. For the past 5 years, we've done a tremendous job of improving oil yields for farmers in Bulgaria. We've surpassed their anticipated incomes. But most importantly, we've won their trust and minimized their risk. This original contract period's now ended, and earlier this year we signed new 5-year contracts with the same farmers, along with many new ones, by the way. Given these improved yields and lower risk due to experience and successful cultivation, we've been able to sign these contracts with farmers at a bit lower price, but with higher volumes, assuring them of even more overall income with little to no risk on their part. The Mahovy family from Dobrich in Bulgaria is one of those trusted partner families. When Milan and Elisa married, they decided to dedicate their family life to agriculture. And they took the money that they received from their family and friends for their wedding and purchased a small piece of land, just 4.5 acres. They first focused on growing and selling vegetables as their source of income. It was hard work, and they struggled to find good help, which left them without the energy or time to spend with their children. But when we built our operations in Bulgaria, they partnered with us by entering into a 5-year agreement to grow Melissa. They took a chance on us as our first farmers of Melissa in Bulgaria. In 2019, the Mahovy's Melissa fields were flooded from heavy rains. The amazing employees we have in Bulgaria quickly stepped in to assist the Mahovys as if they were family members, because they are members of our family. And together, we saved their crops. Today, the Mahovys farm has expanded more than 10 times to 60 acres. And they're joined by Milan's parents to make it an even larger family growing operation. When we asked Milan and Elisa to describe doTERRA and Esoterra, our Bulgaria operations today, they say one word. They say security. It's wonderful that we get to help the Mahovy family. And we get to help hundreds of thousands of families like them around the world. I'm here to tell you that pursuing what is pure has not only blessed the Mahovy family and other families like them, it's also blessed consumers all over the world who get to benefit from pure essential oils that they provide for us. Now, you may have noticed in this story that through careful co-impact sourcing, we have been able to bring down slightly the cost of Melissa. Now, because we seek purity in all that we do, we're passing that price decrease on to you and all of our consumers. Yeah. When we first sold Melissa, we offered it for $135 a bottle. Several years ago, we reduced that price to $115 a bottle. But starting today, we've globally reduced the price even further. In every market in the world, the price of Melissa is being reduced, right? In the United States, the price will be $95, and each market will similarly be reducing the price of Melissa. Our desire, of course, is that with the reduced price, more and more people will be able to experience the amazing benefits of Melissa and bless more lives like the Mahovy family. Most importantly, we at doTERRA have purity in our products and our processes, and where cost savings occur, we pass them along to our consumers. doTERRA has a very strong foundation. We've become the world's largest essential oil company, but we're really just beginning. Our strong foundation has opened a tremendous door to the future. We're excited. Thank you for all you've done and all you've yet will do to bless lives. Together, we'll continue to improve the world one drop, one person, one community at a time. Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be with you.